Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. The core principle of 4-H is learning by doing. If a young person wants to show an animal at a county fair, then they're going to have to do so by training with that animal. The pandemic has provided quite the many challenges to hands-on learning, which means 4-H has had to get creative, problem solve, and take a leadership role in the kinds of experiences that define 4-H. The TRY program gives students opportunities to learn and lead from the front of the classroom, or as in the case of 2021, a computer screen. Keith Silva has our story.
School looks a little different nowadays.
What do you think we learned last time? Do you guys remember what we learned?
Remote learning isn't perfect, but for these teachers and students, it helps to try.
I'll take maybe 3 hands.
TRY stands for Teens Reaching Youth. It's a UVM Extension 4-H program that creates environmental leadership opportunities for students in grades 7 through 12. For 6 weeks, the teens teach elementary school students on topics like food systems, forests, and water quality.
And what about the small boxes of cereal? Those come in a pack that looks like.
Today's lesson focuses on the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. The teachers are from Camel's Hump Middle School, and the students are first graders at Richmond Elementary School.
We're teaching them about waste solutions and basically how to reduce, reuse, recycle, and compost. And we teach them what they can do at home to do those things, what they can do at school, and what they can do in the community, and how to teach people how to do it too.
They're really easy to teach because they're just so excited to be there and have other people in their classroom that they're just so excited all the time. I love hanging out with little kids. I think they're so fun.
The curriculum was developed by UVM Extension and the Lamoille Regional Solid Waste Management District. The team receives a lesson plan, but it's up to them to make it their own.
We have a lesson plan, but we also made our own slides for it and put our own twist on it. Since we were doing it online, we wanted to have some sort of a visual something other than just our faces, because normally in person we would have like books with pictures, and we would have all sorts of pictures and stuff that we would show them and pass around and stuff.
TRY follows the 4-H model of learning by doing. As students, these young women appreciate the experience of getting to be the teacher, as well as learning other life skills that aren't always taught in school.
Perseverance, definitely. We're stuck in a pandemic. We're still going to get through it. And even though it's definitely different and harder, we're still going to learn. We're still going to be able to connect with people, which is really nice. And even though it's through the computer, at least we're talking to people and kind of seeing people. It doesn't have to be as hard as you may think it is.
I mean, I definitely know now how hard it is for our teachers to teach online, and also it's just sort of made me a little bit more organized with myself and just the things that I have to do.
As kids and teenagers and preteens, we don't really get very many opportunities to be the teacher. We're always in school and being the students and learning so much, and that is really important. But it's also important for us as growing beings to learn about leadership. Like if I get a job later in life and it's about the environment or something, I think it'll be really important to have this under us. And this leadership is just very important for us to learn earlier rather than later.
It's real life.
Amy Poor teaches first grade at Richmond Elementary School. She values having TRY in her classroom.
middle schoolers and high schoolers students have this unique energy that younger students love and admire and are inspired by. And I thought that, and it's a great modeling opportunity, when they see another student who is older, but still a student, and see like, oh, maybe I can do that. I can be a teacher. I can teach important things like this.
Learning life skills gets to the soul of Try. What poor as first graders learn and take home, well, that's a matter of the heart.
And I have to say, I'm so impressed that the Try program was able to create this virtual, beautiful online learning. And I see after the class is done, these concepts sticking with them throughout the day, after snack or after lunch, saying, ooh, we need to compost this. And I think that they do go home and talk about these things. And if their family maybe isn't participating fully in recycling and composting, I believe wholeheartedly that they would not allow for that, and would be encouraging them. Let's make this change. Let's help. So it is really important work for sure.
I think it's really important for kids to learn about this. And I wish that I had this experience when I was in first and second grade, just because I really care about the environment and I do want to do good. And if I had Try earlier, I think I would have been super excited and just like, I wish I had the opportunity when I was that age.
Online or in person, the life skills this program teaches is proof that learning by doing is always worth a try. In Richmond, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.
Thanks, Keith. What a wonderful program. And joining me is Lauren Traister. She is the 4-H UVM Extension Teen and Leadership Specialist. Welcome, Lauren.
Hi, how are you?
Great. So you have been leading the Try program for 7 years. What was different this year besides everything?
Well, everything was different. You're right about that. But in reality, nothing was different. In 4-H, we run programs to develop life skills in young people. And my focus is leadership development. And so I just needed to make sure that with all the changes to school and cancellation of programs, that I still needed to offer programs that would give our young people an opportunity to lead. And so I needed to figure it out.
Well, and you must have had doubts that Try could even work during a pandemic, perhaps delay the program a little bit. How did you work through that?
Yeah, I really wasn't sure if we'd be able to run it because it is an in-class hands-on program. But over the summer, I was piloting a new program called Try 4-H Science, which we were going to cancel because, again, it was going to be in-person, hands-on learning focused on science. And it actually was my teens that I was working with who said, well, could we do it remotely? And I said, I don't know, let's see. And that pilot worked so well. The teens did such an amazing job teaching 3 lessons to the Boys and Girls Club at their summer camp that I knew we could do Try for the Environment based on the experience I had with those teens.
Fantastic. So what kind of training do you provide the Try teams, and then what adjustments did you have to make?
Yeah, so that was one of the hardest parts that we had to reimagine because normally we do a full day in-person hands-on training to get them to, get hands-on with their materials, learn how to do the activities. But because everything was remote, we had to completely, not completely, but we had to revise the curriculum. We went from 6 lessons to 3 lessons. We had to take out all of the materials because we just didn't know what was possible for that. And so once we knew what the curriculum was, we then devised a 2-pronged training approach. We did an asynchronous training. We used a platform called Flipgrid, where we created videos where we ran the lessons. The teen teachers watched how the lesson should be taught to learn how to do it. And then we came together in a live session over Zoom where they did teachbacks and we gave feedback to them so that they could think about how to improve their practice. And that worked really well, I have to say.
Well, impressive. So have you discovered hidden benefits to trying to teach through remote learning that you might incorporate in the future?
Yeah, actually, it was the training piece. I actually think using the asynchronous training was such a good tool for the teens because it's something that they can go back to over and over again. So if they were about to teach their lesson, they could watch the video or even just a part of a video. So I'm pretty sure we're going to incorporate that into future programs. Even if we get together to do in-person training, I think we'll always have that asynchronous piece just as a added training tool for the teens.
Fantastic. And so talk about the partners that you work with to develop the different tri-curriculums.
Yeah, so we, as you said, we started 7 years ago. We started with our first partner, the Vermont Energy Education Program. And then over the years, we added the Vermont Urban and Community Forestry Program to do a forestry related program. We have our Lamoille Regional Solid Waste Management District for waste solutions. We partner with the Watershed Alliance for our watershed lessons, and we partner with in-house with UVM Extension with our youth ag specialist to do one on food systems. This year, we only did the waste and the water programs. Those were the easiest to sort of translate into that virtual remote learning. But the hope is we'll go back to all 5 program areas with all of our partners next year.
Terrific. So let's talk a little bit about next year. What's the plan for Tri moving into the new school year in September?
Yeah, so we hope that, by next year with vaccinations and new protocols that we'll be able to go back in person. And so the hope is that we'll go back to our original program, which is 6 lessons. The teens pick which program area they want to teach in. We train them for that particular program area, which again is 6 lessons. They get all the materials to go into a classroom, actually to go into 2 classrooms to teach those 6 lessons 2 times. And the in-person does have a lot more hands-on learning than the virtual space because we can bring materials with us.
Great. Well, it's a wonderful program. Lauren, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And if you'd like to learn more about the Tri program or any other 4-H opportunity, check out the website listed on your screen. For specific questions about Tri, you can email Lauren at lauren.traster@uvm.edu. And that's our program for today. Thank you for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Stay well.